All right, guys, a day late, as promised. I'm going to do a preview video for you guys, all right? Let's preview this Philadelphia Eagles, Washington, I don't know what to call you guys, matchup here. And I want to talk a little bit about the Washington. They don't have a football team name. And like the Eagles, in particular, about their style of offenses, some keys to the victory here, some things I'll personally be looking for in this game. So without further ado, guys, let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all, what is going on? Hey, I got to start off by saying, guys, I really do apologize over the last couple of days. I've been doing my best to respond to the messages, but listen, guys, September has really kicked off, and like my eBay business is like going crazy on me right now. Like I'm having massive orders that I gotta push out, package, and get out. It always does this as you get closer to Christmas. It really explodes. In addition to that, guys, like I've had, the stuff I do with like DoorDash and Uber Eats on all that stuff. That's where you guys saw me filming yesterday by doing that. Then I got my other side hustles. I do some stuff where, don't laugh at me, guys, but like I read. I do Audible thing for books, like voiceover stuff, and I do things like that. I rate and I review websites, things like that for extra money. So I live in the gig economy, guys, if you haven't caught on. All right, today's topic, kicking it back into what we're supposed to be talking about. Listen, this Washington, they don't have a football team matchup is very interesting. I want to warn some people, do not sleep on this football team. The way that they shell-shocked us last year, do not sleep on this football team. Okay? Is this a team that we are more talented than? Yes, absolutely. We have the advantage when it comes to talent. Is this a team that lacks any talent, though? No, they can hurt you. Terry McLaurin is a legitimate threat. We've got to pay attention. As you guys may have called on Wednesday's video, and I'm sorry, guys, I keep saying I'll link videos, but then I get pressed for time and I don't link them. I will honestly link this one for you. If you didn't catch Wednesday's preview video, I'll link it, where I talked about Scott Turner's offense and some of the tenets and principles of the offense. What I will say is that they're in the phase of matching personnel to the style of football they want to play. Scott Turner is going to come from his father's coaching tree, which is Norv Turner. Okay, Norv Turner was a spread offense. That's how he operated his offense. The Air Coryell, that's where he got it from, the old 70s Dan Fouts Chargers. Don Coryell being the coach there. That's where all this stuff comes from. We have some familiarity with this, guys. Trust me, you have seen it before with the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike did a video recently where he was talking about crossing routes, and I commented on Mike's video, and I said it's called a mesh route concept. It's a spread offense concept. And if you watch those underneath crossers, you'll see them slap hands sometimes.
They're going to go for it. Wentz right in the middle of the field.
If you really pay attention, we even run that kind of stuff. That's what you're going to see from Washington, right? Something called like concepts like the sail route, right? To where you have a deep vertical route that's trying to push coverage out. You got an underneath shallow route that's drawing the attention of those mid defenders down, and then you're trying to hit the middle of the field, right, with a sail route. All right, the middle target. All right, guys. Eagles come out in 12-man personnel with Dallas Goedert as a Y. Now he motions down as a fullback. Doug Peterson was getting very creative. This is 12-man. Now you're motioning Goddard down as a fullback. They're going to try to make this look like a power set, like it's going to be a run play. But at the hike, this is really a sail route. Watch what happens as we run this out. All right, you got the deep vertical route on the bottom of the field. You got Dallas Goedert running that sail concept, and the underneath is Scott. New England defended it 8 to 15 yards. Most of the time more than 8 yards. I'd say 12 to 15 yard range is normally where you're trying to get to. That's going to be the fundamentals of this offense. If you remember Carolina's offense, it is very meticulous. It's methodical. It's kind of slowly progresses down the field and then tries to get you in the red zone. This is what that Washington offense is going to be. And we have to pay attention to this stuff, guys. Look, do not sleep on Antonio Gibson. Everything I said about that kid before he was drafted by the Redskins, when I did a draft profile video, I meant every word of it. This kid, I think, is going to be a star in the NFL. we have got to be aware. This is his first game. We got lucky. We got him number one game. First game of his NFL career. Even though there won't be all the fanfare and stuff, he's going to get a little starstruck. I think we got an opportunity here, all right, to kind of catch him early. The rest of their pieces, guys, I won't lie, I'm not overly worried about. Look, Sims Jr. can play. He's a pretty decent target in the slot. Look, Logan Thomas is going to be their starting tight end with Jeremy Sprinkle mixed in. Those guys, they might have made the Eagles roster as the third tight end, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, they were pretty excited about Logan Thomas's camp. I think Logan Thomas was the former Virginia Tech quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. He's definitely a guy that's athletic as crap, guys. Don't sleep on the athleticism of this kid. I haven't watched enough film on him to really break down where he's at fundamentally. I don't know. He's a big question mark to me, but I know there's a lot of hype coming out of camp about him. So, to me, the guys to key in on offensively for the Washington, they don't have a football team name. Terry McLaurin is an obvious one, right? Steve Sims Jr. you have to watch out for playing in that slot role. And then I would also watch out for Antonio Gibson, the rookie running back. J.D. McKissick, Love, the other running back. McKissick and Love, their other running backs. And I would also watch out for that tight end position with, Logan Thomas, if that's true. If he's really where they think he is. Those are the guys we have to pay attention to on Washington's football team. They will be running a spread offense concept, guys. This is all about getting the middle of the field open. If we close the middle of the field, then they'll probably try to either hit us vertically or they'll dink and dunk us, okay? They will take their shots here and there vertically. Just because they're going to play spread offense, understand that doesn't mean they won't try to push vertically on occasion. They're still going to try to get McLaurin vertically. I guarantee you. So, looking at this from the defensive perspective of who this Washington football team is, defensive line, guys. This is one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, and it's probably arguably top 3. Can probably even argue the best. Daron Payne is ridiculously talented, guys. I'm telling you, this kid, the Alabama product, man, this kid bends the edge like none other. If you don't believe me, you can go listen to some legitimate NFL scouts break down, film on this kid, and you can hear what they say about it. Like, this kid's a very good football player, right? They got a lot of talent on the defensive end. It's not just Chase Young, and I'd even venture to say Chase Young is the least of our worries. At the end of the day, he's still a rook. I'm not overly concerned about a rookie. I'm more concerned about the guys that we know are good pass rushers, like Kerrigan and those other guys that they have here. Like, those are the pieces that worry me a little more than Chase Young. I mean, Chase Young, if you give him an opportunity, he's probably going to beat you, right? That defensive tackle rotation is as good as ours. We've got to be really careful with Washington. They don't have a football team name, defensive line. Linebacker core, I think Louis Pierre, whatever his name is. I think he's going to be their most athletic football player. I think that's already been spoken about. I don't really need to go too much more depth about that. I mean, I'm not really worried about the linebacking core. I think it's not much better than our own. You probably make an argument it's a little better, but it's not that much better than our own. I will say, watch out for the defensive line, guys. Here, I'll give you some more insight to this. We struggled with communication last year, and we got beat a lot on stunts and blitzes. Pay attention to Washington doing exactly that with Ron Rivera. Stunts and blitzes. We need to communicate very well on the offensive line and stop that stuff, okay? If you're not communicating, you're going to get beat, especially with a line this talented using those type of things, okay? That's a big key to me. Another thing I'll say to kind of really pay attention to, listen, Ronald Darby does everything right from a cornerback except for play the ball in the air. We have to be careful because if this kid's suddenly the light switch goes on, he starts playing the ball, Ronald Darby's fast enough to keep up with any receiver in the league. I don't think anyone has ever doubted that. He's not a run defender, okay? It's not that he's not willing, he just takes horrible angles and he whips on tackles. Like, we remember vividly what Ronald Darby is, okay? I'm not overly concerned about Ronald Darby, but keep in mind, guys, they added pieces to their secondary, and I think that has to be accounted for, that they do have some pieces in their secondary, although it might be, underrated per se, okay? I'm not going to say that this is going to be the best secondary we're going to play all year, because let's be honest with you, it's probably still in the 20s. It's not a very, very good, secondary for us to have to worry about. But at the same time, they didn't just sit around and do nothing. They legitimately went out there, sought after free agents, and then tried to improve the secondary, okay? I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm not saying that this is some team that has improved itself even, by 10%, but it didn't get any worse. I still think this is a matchup we can exploit is in the, the Washington football team. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm hesitating because I always want to call them the Redskins. The Washington football team secondary is someone like, you got to be careful. I mean, it's just, we can go in there with the anticipation we're going to win, but they still have guys like Kendall Fuller. They got Ronald Darby, and they got Fabian Monroe. That's their three basically corners. All right. They got Moreland out there. I mean, they've got little pieces out here. Okay. I still think that Djax is going to have a field day with this group. I think if Reagor actually gets out there and plays, he's going to eat them up. I even think JJ is going to be a complete mismatch for them because I don't think they have anyone strong enough. But I do like Kendall Fuller a lot. I just don't like him on the outside. He played really well as a free safety. It just depends on how they plan on using him. If they're going to use him as a nickel or a free safety, I think Kendall Fuller is a really good acquisition for them. All right, guys. This is what I see from this Washington football team. Some of the keys I want to see from the Eagles just really quickly. I won't take up too much more time here, guys. I want to see the Philadelphia Eagles being a little more diverse. I want to see more versatility in our offensive formations, okay? I want to see us not only mix in 12-man, 2 tight end sets. I want to see 11-man. I want to see 3 wide receiver sets. And I want to see some 2 running back sets, okay? I want to see some 21, some 22-man personnel out there. Even 20-man if you can. I don't know if they're going to go without a tight end. It seems unlikely. But still, I want to see some diversity in our offensive formations. I want to see us not be so predictable and just have Carson holding the ball back there for almost 3 seconds getting killed. Look, quick timing rhythm passes are going to keep them in the pocket. Roll the pocket when you take a deep shot. Make sure you establish some sense of the running game so that way you can work play action and beat them over the top if you can. And then also RPOs would be more effective that way. To me, it's not even about the offense. I think we can manufacture at least 20 points. We got enough skill set to do that in any game now. I'm more concerned about will this defense hold up in our secondary. I like the individual pieces. I'm concerned greatly about the depth. I got to make sure that defensive line gets home for the Eagles. That defensive line has to be absolutely disruptive. Dwayne Haskins needs to be, seeing ghosts all game long. Just flat out. And then in addition to that, we need guys in the secondary to make plays on the football. We need Darius Slay to be the guy that we think he is. We need turnovers. I'll just put it bluntly. Jalen Mills, all these guys, right? Avonte Maddox, like Nickel Roby-Coleman. These guys need to come up with the football, and we need general health because we do not have depth outside. I would not be shocked to hear that Trevor Williams or somebody gets called up to the active roster for this game from the practice squad. All right, y'all. These are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know your keys to victory. What do you guys think, man? I love some of y'all's insight. Some of y'all have some really, really good insight from time to time. You may not realize it, but you actually influence me at times. I may not admit it, and I won't tell you it, but you do. Sometimes you guys are able to influence my thoughts on things. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And you know what time it is. It's time to sign out this video, and this is how we do it. We do a little EAGLES. All right, y'all. Let's go get that week 1 dub, guys.